Welcome to Jazz Time. Jazz Time is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you do like this watch, click the link in the description below to buy it at the lowest price anywhere online. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the Tudor Black Bay stainless steel blue bezel. Reference number M79230B-0008. I'm going to talk to you about the bezel, the dial, the case, the bracelet, the movement, try it on, and give you my thoughts. So this is the Black Bay. It's arguably Tudor's most popular line. In fact, it looks like a Submariner, but the Black Bay has its own distinctive characteristics that make it very special. Now, the first thing is that it is 41 millimeters. That's the case from the 4 o'clock to the 2 o'clock, the longest distance across the watch, and that part is 41 millimeters. It's a very good size, a common size. This Rolex Submariner, its bigger brother, or I should say related cousin, I guess, is also 41 millimeters. So I would say for a sports watch, it's between 40. Let's just say between 39 and 41 is a perfect sports watch, and it fits almost every guy, okay? It has that iconic look. Although Tudor is the cheaper of the two, Rolex owns Tudor. Tudor is the cheaper of the two brands, but it doesn't mean that it's worse. For its price, it's retailing around $4,000, and actually, you can buy this watch at jazztime.com just by clicking the link in the description below. You can buy it at even less than that on our website, which is why I'm making this video. So hopefully you'll see this watch and you'll just immediately want to buy it at Jazz Time, of course. Now, it has that Submariner look, but still in many ways its own Black Bay, and let me point out some of the things that make it unique from the Submariner. Now, the case, 41 millimeters, which is the same thickness, and it is slightly thicker than the Submariner. The Submariner is around 12 millimeters. I believe this one is around 13 or so. It's a little bit thicker. Now, you might say, well, why would I want it thicker? Well, it does give the watch a little bit more heft. That can be a good thing. It allows you to feel a bit more rugged, a little bit bigger. Now, what you can also notice that if you turn it on its side, it has this chamfered edge, which you don't really see on the Submariner. You don't see these chamfered edges, and actually, you usually only see chamfered edges on a very high-end, expensive watch. There's not a lot of watches that do that. Now, in fact, Rolex is starting to do that on their Challenge Deep Sea, but they didn't do it on their other watches for whatever reason. And Tudor, which is a cheaper version of it, it's like the Lexus and the Toyota. Well, let's say it's more like the Mercedes and the AMG. There you go. But Rolex, it doesn't do chamfered edges on many of their watches. Surprisingly, Tudor does it on the Black Bay. Okay, so that's the case. Now, let's talk about the bezel. I like the fact that the bezel here is a dark blue, a very beautiful dark blue. And it's a steel unidirectional rotable bezel with a disc in matte blue and an anodized aluminum. Now, the Rolex bezel is in ceramic. Tudor does it in steel, which is also nice, or actually, sorry, the disc itself is actually anodized aluminum, basically aluminum. The bezel itself, the silver part around it, that is steel. Okay, same thing with Rolex, but Rolex uses the insert as ceramic, which Tudor uses it as aluminum. Now, aluminum, it's a bit more, it scratches a little bit more, but of course, it is a lot cheaper. Now, what is cool that Tudor makes Black Bay with different bezel colors. They do red, they do Pepsi, they do red and blue. They do all blue, as you can see right here. They do black. I mean, they do a lot of cool different colors. So it allows you to customize your watch a little bit more. You can also choose different configurations of your watch to make it suit your style needs. And I think that is a very cool thing. Now, you can also see the crown here it's quite oversized. It's a little bit bigger. It's easy to grab to. It sticks out a little bit. It does not have any crown guards. I should point that out, like the Submariner does. The Submariner has a crown guard. This one does not. Now, in some ways that could be bad because a crown guard, as you can imagine, guards the crown. It allows the crown to not get hit, bumped, or fall out of place, but it does make the watch look even bigger, and it also ends up looking like the Submariner. So not having a crown guard is a very indicative of a dress watch, but they combine that with a sports watch. It does give it a very nice and unique look. It gives it a clean look because the crown guard does make it look very asymmetrical. But with no crown guard, it looks quite symmetrical, less the crown, of course. It makes it more slim and sleek, actually. Now, let's talk about the dial. The dial is quite interesting, and it's a little bit different from the Submariner in that, well, it's gray. I'm sorry. It's a black with gray index, and they say domed on the website. I think that's what they mean, is that the crystal is domed, not the dial. The dial can't be domed. The dial is always flat. I'm not sure if that's a mistake or not, but the crystal is domed, okay? Domed meaning that there is a slight curvature of it. If I place it on its side here, when you look at the profile and I place it sideways, you can see that there is a little bit of an arc to it, which is also very interesting. You don't usually see a crystal domed. It's usually flat. I'm not sure why they did that. Maybe it adds some character or something, but I actually think it is very cool. It looks nice. Something a little bit different. Now, the dial itself, it uses these snowflake hands. You see, this is pretty cool. I like it. It makes sense because you get the watch to be a bit more legible. I have to say, in this regard, it beats the Submariner because it makes the hands very legible. At nighttime, on the Submariner, it's a skinny hour hand and a very skinny minute hand, but on the Tudor, you have this really large hour hand and its snowflake design, and that makes it very legible at nighttime. Of course, I like that these hour markers are in very simple shapes that anybody can recognize. It's basically a triangle, a circle, and a rectangle. It doesn't get much easier than that, right? So let's say it's nighttime, you don't know which direction you're looking at your watch, or you get disoriented for some reason, you could always look at the triangle, and it's not that hard. So that's very good and very cool. In any case, that is the dial. Moving on, let's talk about the bracelet. Now, the bracelet is quite interesting, I might add here. It's a riveted steel bracelet with polished and satin finish with a folding clasp and safety catch. Okay, now, what does that all mean? It just means, like you see, you turn the watch on its side and you can see that the bracelet has all of these little rivets here. Now, that actually pays homage to the old Rolex bracelet that had these little rivets in it. And these little rivets, they're not really functional. I think it just adds a very cool vintage look to it, because there are not a lot of watches that still do that. I do believe that Tudor is specifically doing this to pay homage to old school bracelets by bringing that back. It's a nice little character thing that Tudor does with this bracelet, and I think it looks quite nice. For the price point, I'm feeling it in my hand right now. The bracelet is very high quality. It's quite nice as well, okay? Now, the buckle, it does have a flip lock safety catch, and that just means you flip up the first one and then you open it. It's not going to open easily or by accident. Because this is a sports watch, you don't want it to open easily or by accident when you're doing a sport. Now, let's move on to the movement. The movement is a manufactured caliber MT5602, and it's actually COSC certified. It has a self-winding mechanical movement with bidirectional rotor system, and it has a power reserve of 70 hours. To give you some reference, 40 hours is standard. Even Patek Philippe, the king of watches, most of their watches have 40-hour power reserves. I can't believe that this one has 70. It just tells you that Tudor has made their watches very efficient in order to achieve a 70-hour power reserve. I mean, one day maybe these watches will even reach 100 hours. I assume probably by the next generation. But I digress, by now they're 70, which is still phenomenal. Okay, so that brings us to the end.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime plus the brand, model and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.